How often have you heard parents complaining about how hard it is to handle teenagers? I've heard this too, but people rarely hear the story from our side. Do you know how hard it is to handle parents as a teenager? You might be surprised to see a teenager standing here and might wonder what a teenager could share that people would deem worthy of their time. The theme is the F word. I can already see some concerned looks, don't worry. It took some time for me to understand that the F word is just any word that starts with F. And because the teenage is the most bubbly stage of our lives, I thought, why not share life from a teen's perspective in terms of F words? What is it about growing up as a teen? What influences us? What makes us different from one another? And what are factors that could influence this change? To look into this, I found a quote by Michelle Obama, which breaks this down. At the end of the day, when it comes time to make that decision, all you have to guide you are your values and your vision and the life experiences that make you who you are. This defines the three key ingredients of who we are: our values, visions, and life experiences. They are the reference points to which we orientate ourselves. They make each one of us unique. We are like snowflakes, all made from the same material and headed in the same direction, yet each unique and different. We all see ourselves in different spheres of life, right? However, there are some values we all share. As a teen, I can say that I have 9 F's that can play a big role in a teenager's life and can influence us. I have seen that in myself, as the 9 F's, the 9 F words I like to call them, have added perspective and flavor to my life. The first F word is family. Family is where we come from, but family is much more than just our beginning. Our families provide us with all the basic needs for a long period of time so that we can devote ourselves to creativity. They also help us find our interests. Think of it, we were nourished when we were small, taken care of, given food, taught to speak, and we're even given Wi-Fi. All we need to do is self-actualization. Moral values and behavior instilled in us by our families help us become a stronger individual and help building toward a stronger community. Have you ever tried telling a joke to your mom? I tried, but received an hour-long lecture in return. Nevertheless, let us try to understand the point they convey. Nobody loves us like our families. Let's appreciate our family. We never know what sacrifices they went through for us. Next time your mom packs your lunch, say thank you. Next time your dad brings your book, let him know you love him. As Mother Teresa said, to promote peace, go home and love your family. Friendship is the greatest gift of life. Friends are there for us no matter what. When we are with friends, everything is much more fun, whether it is watching movies or even just waiting for the bus. But school and the daily routine keep us busy. The first 5 days after the weekend are the toughest. Imagine taking a break from this routine and going to a new place where you meet people from all over the world. You take courses, tour the city, and go on excursions together. And at the end of the day, you go to bed. But the day isn't over. You watch movies with your roommate until late into the night and finally go to sleep. A teen's paradise. This is how I felt during a summer camp at Oxford University, where 200 high schoolers from all over the world came together and took different courses while staying in the same college. Each one of them was different, had different views of the world, different ideas, and different opinions. And seeing people with different beliefs gave me a better picture of the world and showed me how these people really are, not how we see them with our prejudice. Each friend is a unique person who can add a perspective to your lives, opening up different areas of interests, different possibilities, and different ideas. Friends are the ones who can make us smile a little broader, laugh a little louder, and live a little better. What's the first thing you think of when you hear the word flight? Vacation. When you're in the airplane, you find your way to your seat, stow away your luggage, and remove the pesky headphones, the blanket and the pillow, and finally sit down. No more homework, no more exams, nothing at all. And you look up to your little in-flight monitor and see where you're going to. A place different than home, with different people, a different culture, different food, and much more. We all love this feeling. This is how I felt when I went to America last October. I was part of an exchange program with a school from Connecticut, where we stayed at a local host family's house for 10 days and immersed ourselves into the American culture by visiting local schools, visiting colleges, and watching a lot of football. It really redefined America for me. I had been to the big cities quite a few times, but in Connecticut, I wasn't sure whether I was in America or in Switzerland. It was America from a whole new perspective. The striking differences I felt during the trip were the huge car parking areas, much bigger than the huge stores themselves, or taking the cool yellow school buses to school every morning, or the video announcement on Monday morning, or going grocery shopping at 11 p.m. on a Sunday. It really shows that traveling not only allows us to see the world up front, but also gives us a truer image of the world. My fourth F is freedom. Freedom means having no restrictions, to be free and not be restricted by physical barriers like gravity. Flying gives us this freedom. It's an incredible feeling to just take off, to fly around like a majestic eagle with his wings spread, dive down to get a better view of the city, do a looping, or just glide amongst the clouds. Another endeavor where there are no limits is underwater. Last October, I went snorkeling in the Adriatic Sea as part of our biology excursion with my friends. It was an incredible experience to see the richness of the underwater world. There were no limits of up or down. Swim along with the smaller fish, or dive down deeper to see an even bigger school of fish. Freedom is a wonderful notion of a limitless world, which is why the internet is so popular. It's limitless. There are no country borders, no ideological borders, nothing at all. Just one vast group in the middle of a huge virtual world. And what a dynamic world the internet is, totally changing the world forever. This limitless entity brings forth the most powerful voices and most creative ideas the world has ever seen. Here, everybody can think, see, and read whatever they want. Being limitless allows us to think out of the box and not be limited by previous ideas. Go beyond your limits to a healthy extent and enjoy the freedom. My fifth F is fascination. Fascination is the part between curiosity and passion. It's where you started to enjoy something. You're not totally new, but you see all the possibilities of it. It is in that little gap where people start diving into things with an incredible interest, an interest that might otherwise not be there. I enjoy music only after knowing and understanding it for some time. Like the most of us, I enjoy sleeping a lot. But the fascination for the violin woke me up at 5 o'clock in the morning and enabled me to practice for an hour daily. It is in the fascination where people are willing to take steps they might otherwise never take. Staying up an extra hour, pushing your limits, running that extra mile. When people are fascinated, great things are bound to happen. While fascination is a powerful tool for all, it is an especially powerful tool for us teenagers, as we have a lot of time and energy at our disposal. Therefore, we must start indulging in activities that are of interest to us. Our fascination will take us to new heights. Always look for something that fascinates you, put in effort, and embrace the success you reap from it. My sixth F is fun. What is fun to you? Each one of you has your own distinct definition of fun, whether it is watching movies, or going out, or even just staying at home. Our definition of fun not only changes from person to person, but age plays a role too. When we were 5 years old, the best thing for most of us was probably opening birthday gifts, tearing that gift wrapper into many pieces and looking what was in that colorful box. Was it a toy or a book? When we were 10, the best thing for most of us was probably riding the bike with our friends. Now, going out with friends and listening to music is fun. Our definition of fun keeps changing. But maybe that's precisely what fun is, change. Maybe the constant change we experience is fun, and not the dull, monotonous routine. While it is important to stick to something, it is equally important to try out something new. Taking part in a wide range of holiday activities, from setting up my very own radio station to flying a glider, enriched my holidays with a lot of fun. Try out a new dish, see a new place, gain new experiences and insights. Fun is the key to happiness. I'm very sure each one of you can relate more to one F than to the other F. What differentiates you in this aspect is your frame of mind, which is defined as a particular mood that influences our attitude and behavior. But it is so much more than just our mood. It is like a filter that is controlled by our emotions. While it is important to know our own frames, it is equally important to know other people's frames. I realized the importance of this when I started going to MUN. MUN stands for Model United Nations, and it is a simulation of the UN and its different bodies, and there are discussions on global issues in a very formal manner. The conferences that are held all over the world bring together people from all corners of the globe. And taking part in these conferences showed me how to approach delicate and controversial topics, how to use diplomacy to get things done the desired way, and the use and effects of good rhetoric. It showed me how the diplomatic world is. Frames are essential to us teenagers as frames shape our attitudes and our future. My 8th F is focus. We all know the moment when our parents walk into our rooms and catch us studying as in watching TV, texting, and eating with a textbook open. Does this sound familiar to you? It is a myth that multitasking is productive. Our smartphones can do that, we can't. That's why I refrain from using slides, so that I have your full attention. Focus is an important ingredient. It's what differentiates the successful people from the not so successful people. We all have the same abilities, we all have 24 hours a day, but it is how we utilize them that makes us successful or not. When we focus on something, time, effort, and priorities all fall into place. I remember a story my family used to tell me, where a teacher took his students for a test, where they had to shoot a wooden bird. And he asked them what they could see. While most of them replied, the tree, or the bird, or the leaves, or the sky, it was only the student who saw nothing but the neck of the bird who succeeded in the contest. With all the current distractions around me, such as my phone, my computer, social media, and other distractions, I'm yet to achieve the required focus level in this fast-paced world. My final F is the future. The future is where we will be. We spend a big part of our time shaping it. While we cannot predict it, we do have the ability to influence it. And we all have our own vision of the future, right? Flying cars, a hunger-free world, holographic devices, or the most important, headphones that don't get tangled. All successful men and women have had clear visions and have worked toward it. It is important to have a clear vision. I have a vision too, of a world where everybody is living happily together, where hate isn't a thing anymore, where everybody is building toward a happier and better world. And I believe that if we get all the 8 F's, family, friends, freedom, flight, fun, fascination, frame of mind, and focus, then the 9th F, the future, will fall in place. This is the key for teenagers to handle their parents and be successful and happy. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. So let's get started. Thank you.